Well, Toys for Thailand, for me, started right after the tsunami. And as we all sat in front of our televisions watching the waves come in, I knew I had to do something to help. And then the very next day, my friend Sasha was in the gym, and she said, "Why don't you come with me to Thailand?"
The tsunami in 2004 creating a big thing that I have to really do something with these children.
I remember it happening around Christmas time, and I was focused on Christmas and getting my presents while my mom was watching the news. I remember her planning really quickly to make a trip, and she was just really worried. But back in 4th grade, I had other things on my mind.
So then I started to asking my friend from Palomar College to collecting toys for me.
And she felt that this would be something that would be useful for kids who lost their family or their homes or their community to hug in the middle of the night when they got scared. So a friend of ours from Palomar College put out to all the employees, bring us your used, new, whatever, stuffed toys. And before she knew it, her office was bulging with these toys. In fact, 28 boxes that were quite large, and we were off and running. So we thought, well, we'll call it Toys for Thailand.
She started asking me for my toy donations, and she would take them from my room, and I'd go back and take them away and say, don't take this one or don't take that one.
And she had a friend who worked for Thai Airlines who then offered to ship these 28 boxes for us. And so 3 months after the tsunami, we arrived and we started giving toys out to the kids in the community where the tsunami occurred. And it was quite moving for both of us because the place was left just like it was after the tsunami, in total destruction. And it really stirred our heart. So from then on, we wanted to do more, and we weren't quite sure, what direction we could go. The next year, we got more toys. We went back again with more people, and slowly but surely, people started giving us more things like money, which was really helpful.
The next time, I remember her actually leaving for the trip. It was strange because it's the longest that I've ever been away from her. It was about a month, and it was just my dad and I just living at the house. It was strange being without my mom.
I remember hearing from your mom about her sister, who's a school administrator, mentioning that when things settle down in the South, when you've sort of done what you can do there, you should take a look at the schools along the northern border because they really had problems.
The villages were very underfunded. The kids had diseases. They didn't sleep in situations that were healthy, hygienic. And we thought, well, perhaps we could move our interests more to the north. And so we started doing that.
We went to one of the orphanage. It's a temple orphanage that have about 600 children live together over there. And having 300 girls live in that temple that have only 12 toilets. I saw them wait in line since 5 o'clock. One by one will get ready and go to school. And then I start to think about, well, this is going to have to do bigger fundraising. We cannot do it as a hobby anymore. We'll be able to raise fund about $20,000. And then we start to build the toilets.
Being gone for months out of the year, it would either be one in summer or one in around Christmas. It was very strange. My dad would be working, so a lot of times the house would be empty. I'd have to get rides from everyone, and I remember not liking that. But my dad had to work, and then my mom was gone. I remember, though, when my mom would come back, there's a lot of tension. We'd argue a lot all the time, and she was under stress either about to leave for the trip or coming back from the trip and having to settle down. There was a lot of tension.
And we had a lot of bumps along the way, a lot of learning lessons, and realizing that it's not easy just to hand people stuff or to just hand them money. It had to have someone there to watch over it, someone to direct the building. We built bathrooms for kids in a monastery, and the next year we went back and the bathrooms weren't working and the conditions were not improved much. So we thought, well, this is not good.
After we gave the toilet to the Hugh tribe orphanage, nobody training children how to take care of the toilet because these children came from jungle. They don't know what it is. They thought the toilet is a place you can wash your face with. So kind of It's a new learning experience for them. And so that's kind of our first experience. Well, we give something to someone and they do not really know what to use with it and they didn't know how to take care of it. So then the toilet is, semi-working. But the monk who runs this orphanage, he has his own way of doing things.
It had so many kids that needed so much, but there was nobody there to really watch over what we gave. So we learned as we went what worked and what didn't work.
First of all, we have to prevent these children to come from all over the village, from the mountain, along the border of Burma, come to live in this orphanage. The monk has a lot of children, but the thing is they live on their own. They don't know how to clean themselves. They don't know how to take care of the garbage around them. They don't know about nutrition. They don't know potential of what they can do. These children came from somewhere that they can't afford to have good education and good way of living.
There's a balance between wanting to help, giving the right kind of help, and doing it in the right way. It's not easy.
It would almost get to the point sometimes where there would just be so much tension leading up to her leaving just because she was running around trying to gather her collections, gather her donors, get all the paperwork done, work with the shipping companies, that she'd just be under so much stress that I'd actually feel almost relieved when she would take her trips. But then I would feel sad because then it would just be me and my dad.
It's a lot of patience that's required, a lot of soul searching. Are you doing the right thing? Are you going in the right direction? Do you care more than you should?
We start to have our own pilot school, which is the King School. And we met one of the amazing school director, and he very advanced in thinking. And we worked together of how can we make this school be able to survive on its own. He told me that his children, that time is about 300 or 400 children that living with him, and they have about 10 tribes that live together, and they all speak their own language. They don't have any common language. So then the teacher have to learn ways to teaching these children how to speak the main language, which is the Thai language. He said normally these children, they don't have good protein, and what they have is a little bit of cabbage, soy sauce, and tiny little, we call spirit of chicken, which is, you can't really see it, the essence of chicken. So that's what they've been having every day.
She would tell us, and she had pictures, but I never saw it for myself, so I didn't think about where they were going. I just knew we were helping out. But starting with the third trip, I actually got to go, and seeing the orphans receive the toys and giving the toys to them, it kind of made me realize she hadn't stopped being a mom. When she left me and my dad at home, she was being a mom to other kids.
So then from there, we start using this school as a pilot school. And we started giving them some pigs and chickens. And of course, the very popular thing right now is the haircut station. They really learn how to cut their own hair. And besides that, they start to open the business for the villager that start to come in and using the service. So they charge for $1, 50 cents for themselves, and 50 cents for the school, so they can maintain the supplies. The nearby school, which is having the same trouble, and so then they start to learn from this school.
So we learned lessons like to give to schools where there was a director who could then monitor the receiving of the money or whatever items we gave them. And then things started to really escalate in terms of difference that we made for the schools, the kids, the communities. And now we're in our 8th year, and we're going back and seeing tremendous changes and improvements in the schools and the kids. This one school that got the national award for being the environmental school in Thailand, and we know it's because we've helped them.
It started with toys, so once we give the kids a stable emotional footing, something to hold on to, then you see that they also need better education. And then so that's where we try to take the school improvements in and the teachers. And then from there, you see that the village surrounding them needs to support the teachers who can also support the kids who are first supported by the toys. It's opened me up to like, oh, there's a whole world out there that's different from where I'm from and how I should be more connected to it.
A lot of people are very generous and they write a check out for lots of money and hand it to the group, and they have no idea where it went or what it went for. And I just think it's so important to know that.
I hear her on the phone. I can't understand exactly everything she's saying in Thai. She'll be very direct, a lot of shouting late at night because of the time difference, but she makes sure that the teachers are on top of it. Just a lot of making sure that people are doing their jobs to help the kids.
Open your heart, and there's so much reward when you do that.
Yeah, there's always been perfect timing, I guess. I can really say that I've grown up with the project and seeing my mom. At first, not really knowing where she was going or what she was doing, and just being a sad little kid about it. And then now, knowing exactly where she's going and what she's doing because I've been there myself.
It gives you energy because the Thai people are so gracious. The kids are so cute. The land, the countryside is beautiful. So you kind of makes your spirit soar when you go there.
It's her native country. It's where she's from. So it's like she's never left. So she's still connected to it, and she'll always be connected to it. So I think she'll do it as long as she possibly can.
Yeah, I think we all have a place in our heart for these kids. And want to help them be successful people.